One day, you'll stop looking for confidence. You'll stop looking for motivation. You'll stop looking for permission because you'll realize that none of those things were ever missing. The only thing missing was proof. Proof that your word means something. Proof that you can trust yourself. Proof that when life becomes difficult, you don't run. And the day you begin collecting that proof, everything changes. Welcome back, warrior. If you're new here, I'm glad you found us. Before we begin, I want to ask one thing of you. Treat this like a conversation, not background noise. If you can, put your phone down, take a slow breath, give yourself permission to be fully present for the next little while. Because this isn't just about motivation. It's about becoming someone you're proud to live with. Now, let's begin. There are people who spend their entire lives trying to convince themselves they're enough. They read another book, watch another video, listen to another podcast, repeat another affirmation. They're constantly searching for something that will finally make them believe in themselves. And yet, that feeling never lasts. It fades. Not because the advice was bad, but because confidence built on words alone has nothing solid to stand on. I think we've been taught to chase confidence when we should have been chasing character. We've been told to believe in ourselves before we've given ourselves a reason to believe. Imagine meeting someone for the first time. 5 minutes into the conversation, they tell you they're the most trustworthy person you'll ever meet. Would you believe them? Probably not. You'd wait. You'd watch how they act. You'd see if their actions matched their words. Trust isn't built through declarations. It's built through consistency. Now ask yourself something. Why would the relationship with yourself work any differently? You don't earn your own trust because you say you're disciplined. You earn it because you keep showing up. You don't earn confidence because you tell yourself you're capable. You earn it because you've repeatedly done things that required courage. You don't earn self-respect by wanting it. You earn it by becoming someone who deserves it. That might sound harsh, but I actually think it's incredibly hopeful, because it means self-respect isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's available to anyone willing to do the work. When I was younger, I thought discipline was something extraordinary people were born with. I imagined that highly disciplined people woke up excited to do difficult things, that they somehow enjoyed suffering more than everyone else. The older I get, the more I realize how wrong that idea was. The people I admire don't enjoy discomfort more than anyone else. They've simply stopped negotiating with it. They understand something most people never fully accept. The conversation in your head is often the hardest part, not the work itself. Think about how many decisions you've delayed because you were waiting to feel ready. Waiting to feel motivated. Waiting for life to slow down. Waiting until Monday. Waiting until next month. Waiting until the timing felt perfect. Now imagine adding all those moments together. How much of your life has been spent waiting, not because you couldn't start, because you convinced yourself you needed a different feeling first. Here's something I've noticed. Life doesn't reward intentions. Life rewards execution. The world is full of brilliant ideas that never became reality. Not because they were impossible, because someone never acted on them. Potential is one of the most dangerous words in the English language. People love being told they have potential. but potential without action becomes regret. Every single time, I think regret is heavier than failure. Failure teaches. Failure sharpens you. Failure reveals where you need to grow. Regret just keeps asking the same painful question. What if I had started? What if I had stayed consistent? What if I hadn't quit? Those questions don't disappear with time. They usually get louder. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we'll become the kind of person we admire once we achieve something. Once we lose the weight, once we build the business, once we make more money, once we finally become successful. But I think the opposite is true. You achieve those things because you first became the kind of person capable of earning them. The identity comes before the outcome, not after. That's why two people can have the exact same goal and end up in completely different places. One person treats the goal like a wish. The other treats it like a responsibility. One waits until they feel inspired. The other acts because that's who they've decided to become. The difference isn't talent, it's identity, and identity is built through evidence. I want you to think about the last promise you kept to yourself. Really think about it. Maybe it was getting out of bed when the alarm rang. Maybe it was finishing a workout you wanted to skip. Maybe it was turning off your phone to focus. Whatever it was, remember how it felt afterward. Not excitement, not pride. Something quieter, a little more solid. A little voice inside you saying, "See, we did it." That voice matters because every time it speaks, your relationship with yourself gets a little stronger. Imagine building a bridge. Every promise you keep is another steel beam. Every difficult decision is another support. Every day you show up is another piece of the foundation. At first, it doesn't look like much. You wonder if it's even making a difference. Then one day you realize you've built something strong enough to carry the weight of your future. That's what self-respect is. It's not a feeling, it's a structure. One you build, one decision at a time. And that raises a question most people spend their lives avoiding. If self-respect has to be earned, what exactly are the daily actions that earn it? Because once you understand that answer, you stop chasing confidence and you start building it. I think one of the greatest misunderstandings about self-respect is that people believe it's something they either have or they don't, almost like a personality trait. I'm just not a confident person. I've never had much self-esteem. I wish I respected myself more. As if those things were assigned at birth. But I've never believed that. I think self-respect is much closer to a bank account than it is a personality. Every decision you make is either a deposit or a withdrawal. Every promise you keep is a deposit. Every excuse you defend is a withdrawal. Every difficult conversation you choose to have is a deposit. Every responsibility you avoid is a withdrawal. Then people wake up one day wondering why they feel empty, why they don't believe in themselves, why they constantly question their own ability, without realizing they've been making withdrawals for years. The encouraging part is that bank accounts don't care where you started. They respond to what you consistently put into them. Your past doesn't lock your future. Your habits do. That means you don't have to erase every mistake you've ever made. You simply have to start making more deposits than withdrawals. One decision at a time, one day at a time. I think we often underestimate how much power exists in one ordinary day. People wait for life-changing moments. The new year, the perfect opportunity, the dramatic breakthrough. But life is usually transformed on completely ordinary Tuesdays, on quiet mornings, on evenings when no one is watching, on days that don't feel important until you look back years later. Those are the days that shape your character, because character isn't built under a spotlight, it's built in routine. Ask yourself this: if someone followed you around with a camera for the next 30 days, not filming your highlights, but filming your habits, what story would that footage tell? Not the story you hope people believe. The story your actions actually tell. Would it show someone who honors their word, someone who protects their time, someone who chooses growth over comfort? Or would it show someone constantly negotiating with themselves? Because your habits are always telling the truth, even when your words aren't. One of the biggest shifts in my own thinking came when I stopped asking, how do I become more motivated? And started asking, what would a person with self-respect do next? Not next year, not tomorrow, next. That question removes the emotion from the decision.
You don't need to know the entire path.
You only need to know the next step. And most of the time, you already do. The challenge isn't clarity. The challenge is courage. I think courage is often misunderstood too. People imagine courage as something dramatic, running into danger, standing on a stage, making some huge sacrifice. But most courage is quiet. It's opening the document you've been avoiding. It's making the phone call you've been putting off. It's apologizing when your pride wants to stay silent. It's getting out of bed when every part of you wants another hour. Those moments rarely make headlines, but they build lives. The beautiful thing about self-respect is that no one can fake it for long. You can impress people. You can create an image. You can convince the world you're successful. But when you're alone with your thoughts, you know. You know whether you've been showing up. You know whether your standards are real. You know whether your actions match your values. And strangely enough, that's good news. Because it means your future isn't controlled by other people's opinions. It's controlled by your daily choices. Imagine what your life would feel like if you spent the next year becoming undeniably reliable to yourself. Not perfect, reliable. Imagine saying you'll wake up at 6 and actually waking up at 6. Imagine saying you'll train and training. Imagine saying you'll finish what you started and finishing it. Those actions seem small, but over time, they change something much bigger than your schedule. They change your identity. You stop introducing yourself as someone who's trying. You become someone who simply does. One day, people might ask you how you became so disciplined, how you became so calm under pressure, how you became so consistent. They'll be looking for some secret, some trick, some shortcut. You'll know there wasn't one. It was built in the mornings when nobody cared. It was built in the evenings when quitting would have been easy. It was built in the moments when no one was watching except you, brick by brick. Decision by decision, promise by promise. So here's what I want to leave you with. Stop asking whether you deserve confidence. Start earning it. Stop waiting to feel different. Start acting differently. Stop searching for proof that you can change. Become the proof. Because every time you keep your word, you send yourself a message that no motivational quote ever could. I can trust myself. And when you truly believe those 4 words, everything else begins to change. Your discipline changes, your standards change, your relationships change, Your future changes, not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. So don't leave this video looking for inspiration. Leave it with a decision, one promise, one action you'll take today. Then protect that promise like your future depends on it. Because it does. Self-respect isn't something you say you have. It isn't something you post about. It isn't something another person gives you. It's something you earn, one quiet decision at a time. And once you've earned it, no one can take it away.